welcome to Kyle's Corner. My name is Kyle Koller, and this is Kyle's Corner. For those of you who know me, I've had a podcast for a little while where I used to do a top 5 list. I would pick a topic and do a top 5 list, but I kind of tired of it and had a hard time, actually, to be honest with you, I had a hard time coming up with different topics I wanted to talk about that I felt I could really, do a 5 list about. And so this is going to be a new podcast I'm doing called Kyle's Corner with Kyle Koller, and my name is Kyle Koller. What I want to do on this podcast is talk, I'm going to pick one topic and just kind of talk about it for however long I feel. Could be 10 minutes, could be an hour and a half. I don't know. I wouldn't mind having some guests on every once in a while. I wouldn't mind talking about something that is current, talking about something that is classic, talking about something that is trendy, something that is an issue, something that is in the news, something that is relevant, or something that has been around for a long time. I'm going to post them every Thursday. I'm going to put a new one up on my YouTube channel and eventually have them up on iTunes proper for all of you to watch and enjoy and listen to while you're working out, running, smoking weed, drinking, having sex, whatever it is, in the shower, in the pool, whatever you do. Hopefully I can be pleasure to your ears for a little while, maybe make you laugh, maybe make you think, whatever. So this is Kyle's Corner, and we're going to talk about binge watching today and what it means and what it is and the effects and everything that it's having on the society around us. But I'm going to have a lot of different topics I'm going to talk about as I post new podcasts. I want to talk about movies, football, weed, drugs, social media, music, men and women. I might do a whole podcast just on Donald Trump, comedy. I want to talk about the rock star epidemic. I want to talk about these suicides that are going on. Whatever. I might pick a new topic every week, but I'm going to stay on one topic every single week. So thank you so much for listening. Tune in every Thursday to check it out and let me know what you think. My email address is kylekoller, KYLEKOLLER @gmail.com. You can email me directly if you have an idea, a topic, or hell, even if you want to come on the show and hang out with me and we can talk about whatever you find interesting. So before I get into binge watching, first off, if you're not doing anything on Saturday, August 12th, and you want to come hang out with me and the rest of the roommates here at the legendary Santo House, we're having an old school dance party. We're going to be just pumping out the sweet jams, doing a little barbecuing, doing a little pool hanging, and it'll be a really fucking good time. So if you're around Mission Viejo and you want to come hang, cruise on over. We'll be chilling all day until the cops come and shut us down. I got a magic bullet, one of those blenders, and let me tell you something pretty fucking incredible. I've made my own guacamole, made smoothies, I've made salsas, I've made margaritas. I would highly recommend them to fucking anybody. I think that they're really good, and I would they have improved my life. I think they could improve yours too. They're not a sponsor, but let's say you were a sponsor and you were interested in sponsoring this podcast. Live reads like that would be what you would get. So if you're, a magic bullet who makes a wonderful product and you would like me to promote it, let me know. If you're a Topo Chico who makes a fantastic mineral water, hit me up. Let me know. If you're a beer company, hey, I love beer. I'll promote it on this wonderful podcast to my hundreds of millions of listeners. So, binge watching. The reason that I thought this would be kind of a fun topic to cover is I just finished binge watching kind of a unique I guess you would call it a reality TV show, a docu-series on Netflix called Last Chance U, and it's about football players in the college football players who have gotten in trouble, whether it's for smoking weed, whether it's for academic issues. One guy was there because he got in a bar fight with a woman and punched her right in the face. And they all go to this college called Eastern Mississippi Community College, EMCC, and it's the best community college in the country because these guys are so good. They're so talented. They're able to get a second chance. And it made me think, I kind of slammed the whole thing out. I think it's 8-hour-long episodes. One of them is like an hour and a half. And I slammed it out in kind of 2 nights. I just kind of got home from work, put it on, and made me think about binge watching and what that is and how it is kind of a millennial thing. We all do it. If you have a Netflix subscription or if you have an HBO Go subscription, an Amazon, a Hulu, whatever it is, it's kind of a different experience. It's one that's relatively new. I can't think that 5 years ago people were going, oh man, I can't wait to watch 8 hours of television in a row of the same thing. You know, maybe a little bit with the DVR or whatever, but for the most part, with the new streaming stuff, it's so great to have that experience of watching, 8, 10, 12 episodes in a row. Boom, 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 slam them out. And it's a different way to consume the art of television, the art of storytelling through TV. And I would even say, can you call it television? Is it a new, different art form? Binge watching, putting out an entire series, an entire season of television in one day, and we get to all just watch it all at once. You think about some of the best shows that have come out in the last couple of years: House of Cards, Stranger Things, Grace and Frankie, Glow, Love. These are shows that Netflix has just said, hey, here they are, have them, watch them all at once, and we do, and they're fantastic. Look at Stranger Things. That show came out of nowhere. No one knew what that show was. No one knew where it was coming from. It just showed up on everyone's Netflix, and it ended up being the big hit of the year last year, and I think that's really cool. I think that there's something to be said for that. It makes it to where there's the story arc. A story arc can be different. Storylines can be different. They don't have to develop characters the same way. They don't have to do the same stuff that they used to on weekly television shows. And so there's kind of a lot of pros with binge watching. You get to have all that content at once. You get to just enjoy the stories as they get developed, and you're not rushed and you're not waiting for the next episode to come out in a week. You can sit there and watch it at your leisure. If you like something, you can watch it. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. And whereas back in the day, or even currently, you'd watch an hour of a show, and then you'd have to wait a week. And so a show better be really good right away in order for it to keep your attention, for me to tune back in the next week and watch it again. And that's something that binge watching and having all of the shows at your fingertips right away has changed completely. It also has given shows a new life. Look at what Breaking Bad did. Breaking Bad was the show that was on AMC and wasn't really gaining any traction, even though it was a great show. Netflix bought all of AMC's content because they wanted to put Mad Men out there. And everybody found out that, hey, there's this great show called Breaking Bad, and it got a brand new, huge cult following because everybody could watch the first 3 seasons in a couple of days. And it was, I know for me personally, I loved watching that show as it was binging. And then I found myself going like, oh, the tension of waiting for a week. You used to love it when you were growing up watching shows, but now as you're older, now as the instant gratification of binge watching television, you find yourself going, I don't know if I'm willing to wait 7 days to watch it again. Look at Game of Thrones. Everybody, I don't watch that show, but everybody talks about it and everybody is obsessed with it. But I kind of sit there and go, why, do you really have the patience to wait again a whole week? And then, you got to wait. Once the season finale happens, you got to wait 9 months. Now that's the con of binge watching. I know for me, I loved the first 3 seasons of House of Cards. Then the 4th season came out, and I had watched the 3rd season in one kind of sit down on a day off, slam the whole thing out. And you kind of sit there and go, I have to wait now an actual year, a calendar year, to rewatch a show that I watched in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever it is. And that's an interesting idea of look at Stranger Things. Stranger Things came out in July of 2016. The new season isn't coming out until Halloween of 2017. And does it have the standalone power to last and keep everyone's attention? Now, Stranger Things is obviously the exception to the rule because it was so loved, but you look at a show like Glow. Glow is a hot show right now. Is it still going to be a show that's in the forefront of people's minds? It's still going to be in the zeitgeist in a year. Are we going to go, oh man, you know what I was waiting for? The new season of Glow, the new season of Love, the new season of House of Cards. So it's kind of a different way that it's totally a different way that we consume television. But is it good? Is it bad? Is it good for the business of television? Is it good for the format that is television? Look at networks like HBO and Showtime, who really pride themselves on putting out quality content. Is it hurting them? Is it helping them? Is having a show like Game of Thrones and Westworld, where you have to wait a week to watch the new episode? I know that for me personally, if Westworld was a show I could binge in 1 day, I feel like I would have right out of the gate told everybody, you got to watch Westworld. But as that show went on and on, I kind of, week after week, you're waiting, and then eventually after the 6th or 7th week, it goes, oh, this thing just got really good. So it's a different take on it. Shameless. Look at Shameless. Everybody watches Shameless now, whereas I watched that thing for years and no one knew what it was because it was just this week-by-week show on Showtime you had to wait for. Now it's on Netflix, all of the past seasons, and everybody loves it and it's given the show somewhat of a second life, even though it's not nearly as good as it was in those first 4 seasons. Now as it reaches, I think, season 8, people can't wait to watch it because they all loved sitting down and just putting on episodes of Shameless and letting them run and run and run. Things I like about binging, I love just being able to relax. It's a great way to spend a day off. For me, we have a pool. I jump in the pool, do a little work around the house, and then boom, give me a bunch of episodes of a new TV show, and I'm hooked. Ozark on Netflix is great, and you can watch 4 or 5 of them in a row and feel really great about it. Showtime did it with Andrew Dice Clay's show, Dice. They just put it all out on their website and let everyone have it, but then also aired it on the network on cable. But it definitely makes me, as a television fan, I don't have cable right now. I have an Apple TV and an HBO Go and Showtime subscription, so if there's anything that I really want to watch, it's there at my fingertips. Networks are taking it in the shorts, the ABCs, the NBCs, the Foxes, the CBS, because their content sucks because they can't compete with the great networks of AMC, HBO, and Showtime. And B, they can't even come close to streaming it. They can't come close to putting it all out at once. They are so restricted to old, archaic rules of network television. They don't have the ability to put out the shows probably, I think, the way that they would want to. Even a network like Comedy Central, they own all their content themselves, and so they put it on their website, or you have to watch it on their network. They're not on Hulu or on Netflix or anything like that. You have to wait and actually watch it on Comedy Central. I think that they're going to have to catch up, or they're going to get left in the dust to where people just won't give a shit about what they're putting out. So binge watching television is this thing that we are all living with. I mean, my folks binge watch television. My sister binge watches television. All the roommates that I live with binge watch television. I guarantee you have binge watched something. We all have done it, and if you're dating someone or you're in a relationship, you're married, it's the best way to spend the day in bed with someone. If you're not in a relationship, it's a great way to just kind of shut yourself from the world and not talk to anyone. And And also too with these shows, you're not so committed to them to where you have to watch it. If you want to rewind or rewatch something, you can, so you can be on your phone. You're not completely disconnected from the world. But I wonder what would a show like Sopranos have done if it was just an all at once, every season was just out there. Would it have been the same show that it was? And it's interesting too because television is foundation was on the three major networks: CBS, ABC, and NBC. Were the only three channels that we had for like 40 years. So when a show like MASH, or when a show like Carol Burnett, or when a show like the Bob Newhart Show, or Seinfeld, or Friends ended, or had a big episode, or had a big season finale, everybody in the country sat around and watched it because it was literally the only thing we had to watch. Now there's so much stuff out there and there's so much content. You're seeing big time actors do these television shows on Netflix, and you go, that's pretty amazing. Is it good? It's amazing for us as the viewer, but is it good for the industry? We don't know. I think that we're in the middle of this. We're going to kind of wait and see what happens with the art of storytelling through television. A couple of things I would recommend. Like I said, I think Last Chance U. If you're a football fan, or if you're someone who likes reality TV, or if you liked Friday Night Lights or something, this is a great, and it's real. It's a reality TV show, a docu-series, as they say, and it's really wonderful. Ozark is a perfect example of a show with Jason Bateman where they are, that guy's a top-tier movie star, and he's doing a show on Netflix because I think that these actors are understanding, hey, this is a great medium for us to really be good actors. You can do them all really quick. They probably pay really well. I watched a show called Friends from College on Netflix. Wasn't really into it. But, with the HBO Go's and stuff, you can watch Westworld. You can watch Game of Thrones. You can watch 6 Feet Under. You can watch Sopranos. You can, obviously there's the Netflix classics like House of Cards, Stranger Things, Love. I would recommend Glow. That's kind of my favorite new one so far of the year. I think that you just have a huge crush on Alison Brie on that show. She's definitely a fave babe of mine of the year. And I would recommend. I mean, find what you like. Get what if you're into. There's something for everyone in as far as binging goes. You can watch if you like comedy. There's plenty of funny things. If if you like drama, there's plenty of great dramas to just sit around and watch. And I don't care who you are. A lot of people sit there and go, "Well, I like to be outside." Blah blah. Well, you got to be at home at night at some point, and enjoy it. Let it be a little bit of a guilty pleasure for you to sit around and watch 8 episodes of House of Cards back to back. It's just a really great modern experience that we have that I don't know how much longer it's going to be around before eventually technology is, you want to watch 12 episodes of something that's just put into a database into your brain. So that's binge watching television here at Kyle's Corner with Kyle Koller, and I'm Kyle Koller. Like I said, I'm going to put a new podcast up on my YouTube channel and on the iTunes every Thursday. Please check it out. I hope you love it. I hope you hate it. I don't care. I just want you to listen to it. Next week, let's see. Let's pick a topic now. And you know what? Let's talk about football next week. Because preseason will have started by then, and it'll be right before the real preseason begins with everything. So we'll talk a little bit about football. All right, have a wonderful week, and thanks for dropping by Kyle's Corner with Kyle Koller.